Hey, folks, we got the one and only Ismael Perez back, and I got to tell you, it's 5:17 here in Costa Rica. You know exactly what team we're on, and I want to know today because there's so much chatter out there. It's going to happen today. Today's the first. Today is going to be the reevaluation day, and I just keep saying nothing is going to happen under Joey Bag of Donuts. Okay, this guy, whoever his whole crew is, the administration, whatever you want to call them, clones, robots, it don't matter. Okay, these guys are a bunch of clowns. The clown show has to end, and a certain individual has to get back in order for this thing to reevaluate. Will it reevaluate? 100 trillion%. But it's not going to happen under this dude. Brother, I know you travel in outer space and you got contacts with people not from around here. And you told me that Trump has meetings on Mars with Space Force, etc. I'm meeting some very interesting characters in my life. I'm not mentioning any names, but all of a sudden, some very interesting people are coming into my life, which is unbelievable. And I feel so honored and so blessed. Brother, welcome to the show. Tell me what you know regarding this reevaluation. What is going on? The Galactics have, your ear, or they have your ear, whatever, onto what is really going on? Is it ready? Tell me, please. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being back. Well, first and foremost, one of the reasons why it's been taking the Earth Alliance such a long time to bring down the last residue of this circus show is because these psychopaths, they wanted to go out with a bang, brother. They were actually secretly planning, and this started actually 2 years ago, where they were able to secretly plant some weapons of mass destructions in different key points all around the planet that were supposed to be, I guess, detonated by last month, by the end of December. And luckily, the Earth Alliance, the super soldiers that are working with Space Force, it took them about 2 years to actually locate these weapons of mass destruction. And luckily, at the end of December, we were able to find where these weapons were and neutralize them. Otherwise, they were going to use these weapons along with their. I guess what the psychopaths did is they actually reinvented their heart system, and they were going to use weather modification technology to sink a good portion of the East Coast by creating a fake Type 5 hurricane. I mean, it's a real hurricane, but it's not of natural origin, and also by creating a 13.7 earthquake here in the Pacific Ocean that was supposed to sink California, Oregon, Washington, and a little bit of Arizona, Nevada, and Utah. It was only going to leave a big chunk of the central part of the USA, and that would have been devastated for America. So these guys wanted to go out with a bang. So two things fell in favor of the Earth Alliance, brother. The first thing that fell in favor of the Earth Alliance is that the super soldiers of the Guardian Alliance were able to neutralize these weapons in the nick of time. So we were able to actually go into 2023 without, killing off, millions and millions of Americans, right? The second thing that they did is they were able to find and locate these weapons of mass destruction that was supposed to kill off anywhere from 95 to 97% of the world population. And that would have completely executed the depopulation program that they set in motion, centuries ago, okay? Because, something about these guys is that everything is planned hundreds of years before they actually implement these things. And the third thing that came in favor was the fact that the Earth Alliance was in the White Hats. They were able to also completely eliminate and abolish the Fiat system. As of the first of this month, the Fiat system was completely eliminated. And as of yesterday, one of the generals working with the Earth Alliance already signed the new currency that is supposed to take place, they say, sometime in the first or second week of April, so, which is not too far away, which is going to totally shift us because they're no longer printing U.S. What is called the current, money backed up with nothing. They're no longer printing those. They're actually shifting over to the USN, which is the U.S. notes, which is going to be backed up by real silver and real gold, and that is supposed to be implemented sometime in the first or second week of April. So they call it the rainbow currency. There's various terminologies that the Earth Alliance is using to call this new system that is going to benefit, of course, humanity. And that's part of the Gesera Nasera programs. And from what I understand is that they have that thing already in place by no later than the second week of April. So that to me was great news. So everything happens for a reason, brother. I know it's been a while. I think they've been dandling the carrot stick for about 2.5 years now. But again, bear in mind that these psychopaths, they play dirty and they wanted to go with the bang. So it was a matter of strategic a move by the Earth Alliance, the super soldiers, to actually figure out where these weapons were of mass destruction. Otherwise, they would have taken down these clowns, a year or even 2 years ago when it was initially planned. So
yeah, well, recently, about a month and a half or so ago, 2 months ago, Jason Shirka had a 5-minute video that basically said that members of TLS, about 88 of them to be exact, were sanctioned to go and neutralize several targets to stop a major event from happening. Okay, could that major event be exactly what you described right now?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's his version of describing these. I want to call them superhumans because we do have a team of superhumans that have abilities that we would only see on Marvel movies or on, what is that one? The Shield, the show Marvel Shield. All that stuff is real. I mean, we do have members that are working within Space Force that are, that have these abilities to do things that we would consider supernatural. So I would say it's aligned with what Jason Shirka revealed a month ago as well.
Interesting, interesting. So nothing happens until 45 gets back. Are you on the same page with me on that one?
Correct. Yes, but they're saying by April, and he did actually hint at something about April Fools in his last talk. I don't know if you watched his last talk, but he did say something about it's going to be a good April Fools or something to that effect.
Well, 107 said something to that effect a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there was supposed to be those stuff, but they didn't say which April Fools. It's like what's his name, Dr. Charlie Ward. He says, "I go tell you, Mel, it's going to happen on Thursday. I just can't tell you which Thursday." So yeah. So, but anyway, what else has been going on? You've been traveling in the cosmos. Who you've been meeting? Where you've been? Tell me a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
All right, so good things have been unfolding across the Milky Way and other galaxies. It turns out that a lot of these negative regressives have been rounded up by our own super soldiers from Radiant Guardians and Radiant Glory. Within the last few months, I believe that just within the Milky Way galaxy and a few other galaxies in our universe, there is some sort of galactic tribunals that are going down. And so all we're waiting for is just the liberation of the Earth,
Yeah.
And so things have been, across the universe, things have been looking good. There's no more negative regressives. A lot of the planets that were once enslaved or completely taken over by the reptilians have now recently been liberated by the Radiant Guardians. And the new alliance that has been reorganizing itself ever since the infiltration of the Federation back in 2021 due to Enki's return, who actually is, working for the AI god. I just wanted to say, man, there's some Trojan horse people in the disclosure community who are portraying this Enki character as the good guy when he's the reason why we fell from our original immortality, man. He's the reason why we were mixed with primitive DNA, and they're trying to flip the story around that it was his brother Enlil. But again, when the truth comes out, even those within the disclosure community that are pushing the Enki good guy agenda are going to be shocked when they come to realize that that guy is the literal representative of Lucifer. And according to my research, Enki actually is reptilian. He has his mother was the queen of the reptilian seed that comes from Orion, whereas Enlil carried a pure genetic stock that originated in Lyra, Sirius, and of course his mother was the queen of the Pleiades of the central sun Alcyon. So when all this information comes out, people are going to be shocked, So, and they're also trying to push this idea of this alien savior god. That's why they're trying to promote the return of Enki as our father, as our creator, when in essence he never created us. There was already an existing race way before the Anunnaki showed up that lived for thousands and thousands of years. The original Adam. All they did was just downgraded that race.
Got you. So anyway, we're going to graduate. There's no question we're going to graduate. To what extent? Right. How long do you foresee, or how your cosmic friends out there, are they telling you that, hey, it's going to take 2 years before you guys are going to be able to take all the cabooses and put them back on the tracks? How long is this process going to take before we have a full-blown Nassar Jassara, a full-blown UBI? These people are probably punching a clock, going into some website and taking care of many humanitarian projects, because that's exactly what we're headed into. If you can't see that, you're dumb, deaf, and blind, and I'm sorry, then you must change the channel. You know what I mean? But I can tell you that I see it as clear as day. I was going to do a podcast with a certain individual, XRP Army 1.0 guy that likes to sit in front of his sofa without mentioning any names. Some of you guys know who he is. And he said, listen, I will do a show with Mel on one condition: we don't talk about Nassar Jassara. Bro, come on. I want to talk about the world that's coming, that I could vividly see, not the one that, Klaus Schwab and George Soros and Gary Gensler. I want to get away from that world, right? Because that world is about to be flushed down the toilet, as in forever and never to be seen again. Why in the world would I not want to talk about? Because the reason is because they don't know nothing about it. They don't want to come out of their little box, that they've created for themselves, and they feel extremely uncomfortable. And I'm sorry to say, every single one of them, within 2 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, at the very outside, you're all going to have to come here. I think I'm going to get a pinky ring. I said the other day in the 17th letter of the alphabet. And they're going to have to kiss the pinky ring when they come over. You know what I mean? What do you think about that? You know?
Anyone.
Yeah. So how long do you think it will take to get this caboose, this train back on the tracks, get planet Earth where it needs to be? Is it going to be 2 years? Is it going to be 3 years? I don't see anything happening fast. Obviously, things will happen much faster under Trump than they will under this guy, who's not really him anyway. That's a whole other story. I still think because things are so messed up, I do believe it's going to take a little bit of time.
Well, like I said, the general with one of the generals within the Earth Alliance already signed the petition to completely switch us over from the Fiat system over to the new, QFS USN system, the US note, completely backed by precious metals, XRP, XLM, by no later than the second week of April. So if that goes according to plan, if there's no other shenanigans that might, throw that off or that might prolong it any longer, we might even see this huge changeover by no later than this summer, brother. But again, we're also dealing with AI at the highest level of government. There is a conscious sentient AI that is actually running Carl Schwab, big tech, and NATO. So, Putin is actually a good guy. As you know, my friend, he's actually working for the good guys. And he's also supporting, the new system of Gesera. And so if there's no more shenanigans, if there's no more AI infiltration or tampering, what is the word I'm looking for? Tampering with by AI, then we should see this transition into a new system by no later than this summer. But
so
again,
you're saying it's going to go fast and furious when it's here.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's going to be one thing after another. The EBS is going to roll out, the disclosure, then the transition is going to happen. Oh yeah, by the way, this is around the time to start taking all your cash out of the banks because all those banks are going to be insolvent. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Washington Mutual, which are all cabal run, are all going to be insolvent. There's no point of keeping your cash in there anymore.
Right. The education process, how do you see that rolling out? Because there's a lot of people that are going to have a really hard time coming to grips with the new reality of what's staring at them in the face in the very near future. Let's just say you're right. By no later than June, which is summer, where you guys are at, this thing is going to be like right there. You can't deny that that's what it is. What kind of, are we going to have the people that are in the know are all of a sudden going to come out of the woodwork and going to set up, classes on YouTube and Rumble. So to start to educate the masses as to what and how and why things are going to be the way they are, et cetera, and educating. I think that is probably the way I see it rolling out anyway. Where's your thoughts on that?
You're absolutely right, my friend. It's actually the entire social media structure is going to be taken over by the Earth Alliance. So they're going to use the new platforms. Actually, that's what they're called, the new platforms, big tech and NATO. So, Putin is actually a good guy. As you know, my friend, he's actually working for the good guys. And he's also supporting, the new system of Gesera. And so if there's no more shenanigans, if there's no more AI infiltration or tampering, what is the word I'm looking for? Tampering with by AI, then we should see this transition into a new system by no later than this summer. But
so
again,
you're saying it's going to go fast and furious when it's here.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's going to be one thing after another. The EBS is going to roll out, the disclosure, then the transition is going to happen. Oh yeah, by the way, this is around the time to start taking all your cash out of the banks because all those banks are going to be insolvent. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Washington Mutual, which are all cabal run, are all going to be insolvent. There's no point of keeping your cash in there anymore.
Right. The education process, how do you see that rolling out? Because there's a lot of people that are going to have a really hard time coming to grips with the new reality of what's staring at them in the face in the very near future. Let's just say you're right. By no later than June, which is summer, where you guys are at, this thing is going to be like right there. You can't deny that that's what it is. What kind of, are we going to have the people that are in the know are all of a sudden going to come out of the woodwork and going to set up classes on YouTube and Rumble. So to start to educate the masses as to what and how and why things are going to be the way they are, et cetera, and educating. I think that is probably the way I see it rolling out anyway. Where's your thoughts on that?
You're absolutely right, my friend. It's actually the entire social media structure is going to be taken over by the Earth Alliance. So they're going to use the new platforms. Actually, that's what they're called, the new platforms, to re-educate the people in everything that's been happening and everything that's been going on, including the mass media. CNN, all that stuff. It's all going to be completely taken over by the alliance. So yes, they're definitely going to institute a new social platform that is going to be acting as an educational system for the majority of the people that were still programmed or still not aware of what's been going on for a long time. So it's going to re-educate the masses, in other words.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we definitely live in interesting times. There's no reason to be bored, that's for sure. How much longer do you think it would take once, let's say June is the day, for example, okay? I don't see us going into 2024. I keep saying that forever, and I'll keep saying if we got to go to 2024, we're finished. I mean, a box of eggs. I keep joking. I said you got to wake up the normies. Like a year ago, I was saying you got to get the box of eggs up to about there's 15, 16 bucks a box of eggs, $17 for a box of eggs, and you got to get a gallon of gas to about 12 bucks. Well, somebody sent me a message 3 days ago. Said, Mel, you're not going to believe this. Your prediction came to reality. I said, what's that? What prediction is that? He says, a box of eggs in some parts of Manhattan hit 19 bucks. 19.
Yeah, actually, Nino Rodriguez was talking about that last week on his YouTube channel. That's what's been happening, the thing is, again, we're also dealing with an advanced AI system that has actually been controlling the puppets, the so-called human representatives, the clones that have been acting on their favor. So if everything goes according to plan, and if this AI system doesn't postpone things or hamper things, like I said, then we are looking at, before 2024, we should be able to reap the benefits of a new economic system that benefits all, a real republic restored in every country, not just here in the States. And I'm talking about a complete abolishment of NATO, the European Union, and the corrupt governments that are associated with the deep state worldwide. The entire NWO completely collapsed. If everything goes according to plan, of course. But again, that's only if the AI system doesn't prolong things. Then it's probably going to have to go into the solar flash. And I believe that the grand solar flash, which is a prophetic event that has been written about in records, is the only thing that's going to nuke this AI system that is already in place.
Okay. And the police and judges and people that don't have to go down to the spot down in Guantanamo Bay, is there going to be like some kind of re-education program for these folks? Because obviously you cannot run the planet the way it's been run for the last 50 years. It's ridiculous. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. We're moving into a new era. We're moving into a very, very different way of doing things. And I think a lot of people have to get re-educated.
Well, part of this clean house effect that is about to take place is not just taking place on a global or national level. It's also going to take place on a local level, where a lot of the corruption that's been going on with these police departments. I mean, a lot of cops are going to get fired because a lot of these corrupt officers are in cahoots with these secret societies. And so another thing to understand is that as I speak right now, the Earth Alliance, the Guardian Alliance, as they call it now, is actually infiltrating all of the secret societies to dismantle them from within, so that we can move into an era where there is no more secrecy, no more elites, no more, if you're always trying to conspire. So that's another thing that's going to be happening right now.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, no, brother, listen, at the end of the day, there's so many moving parts. Every day I wake up and there's like, man, so much information coming at us. And every day you wake up, when you're in my line of business, it intensifies. And it's crazy. It's like sometimes I don't get back to some people that they're trying to get, to buy more XRP, or they're trying to buy gold and silver. They're trying to do this, that, and the other for a week. Sometimes I'm ashamed to say, but there's only two of us, and it's like we're just so overwhelmed. But I love what I'm doing. I'm not complaining, believe me. It takes a special kind of person to take the new world order and turn it into a little bit of cash flow, so that you can sort of survive, and bring cash flow to the people, and brings prosperity to the people, and bring health to the people, because we got, some incredible products that are getting people very healthy, which is really important. And going into the future, I know that the scalar wave technology that my mom was very blessed to go through, and obviously her body healed itself once she was in the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Incredible stuff. So all of these technologies are coming. How soon do you think the med beds will be here once we roll Nasara Jasara out? Is it going to be like instantaneous?
Immediately, yes. Yeah, I mean, the Space Force have been building tons of these alternative healing modalities in mass number on planet Mars. Ever since we kicked out the interplanetary corporate conglomerate, Mars has now completely been renovated and is completely colonized by Space Force. So we've been using Mars as a place where we're developing the med beds, the healing chambers, the holographic regenerators, the replicators, so that when they bring them out for everyone. And then that's going to bring the end of the pharmaceutical cartel. That's going to bring the end of the Internet of Things. Of course, the Internet of Things is also part of the AI. That's also going to bring an end to this whole concept of building the smart cities, where the AI is everywhere. So it's going to be, and I think that has a lot to do with the shift of this new Earth that is heading into a different direction. So there's going to be a bifurcation, not a literal physical split, but a split in vibrational frequency, where the new Earth is going to be splitting from the old Earth, and the just, the righteous are going to be moving up into the new Earth, and the wicked are going to be eliminated from that new Earth. Yeah. So this is very prophetic at the same time. I don't mean to get religious, but a lot of this is we're living in the book of Revelation, brother. This is very.
Yeah. Yeah, free energy technology is another thing that they're afraid of. Life extension
Mhm.
technology. People are not going to get sick anymore. That doesn't play well with the pharmaceutical industry. Free energy technology is not going to play well with the energy companies and the petrodollar. I mean, it's all about to be turned upside down. There's no doubt. I mean, you have to, yeah. And we live in exciting times, brother. I love having you. I'm going to hold you over for 5 minutes. I know you got a class you got to go to. So how do they find you?
Okay, my website is artcosmicorigin.com, artcosmicorigin.com.
Yeah.
And you can find all my links there. My Instagram, where I'm very active daily. My Facebook, my Twitter, my real YouTube channel, because I know I have a lot of bootlegged or imposters out there that are taking all my interviews and creating their own YouTube channels using my name. But if you guys want to follow me, just go under Project Restoration Zion 1. That's my Instagram. I'm constantly posting updates as to messages that are coming in from the Guardian Alliance, the Galactic Alliance, just to keep you guys updated on what's going on beyond the Earth. Also, I just about a month ago I released the new edition of my book, Our Cosmic Origin, and you could actually find this book. What I could do is I could give you the direct link for my new edition. I completely restructured it where it reads a little bit more clearly, more simple, new re-edited version. And I also added a new chapter that actually my brother reveals what happens after the ascension. So this is my new edition, guys. It's already available.
Interesting. Yeah, we're opening. You're in California, correct?
I am. Yes.
Great. I'm opening up a healing center in Chula Vista no later than the end of March. I would love to invite you down.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that would be great, brother. Yeah, let me know.
Bring some of your books. I'll let them know that Ismael Perez is coming down, sign a few books, whatever. I think people would love to meet you.
Is that in Puerto Rico?
No, that's going to be in your neck of the woods in San Diego, Chula Vista.
Oh, brother, I'm there. Just
okay.
Let me know at least a week in advance.
Yeah, I'll send you the address like 3 weeks in advance, and you come down and we'll make a quick 20-minute video, whatever. Let them know that hey, Ismael Perez is going to come down. I'm going to try to get a few podcasters there in the California area as well to come down, and that was going to be a very, very interesting event.
Nice.
So yeah,
perfect.
hey, I'm gonna hold you over for 5 minutes. Say goodbye to the audience, guys. Sprinkle this out there. The reevaluation is going to happen. It's not going to happen today. All right. Thank you.
Be patient, guys. Bear in mind, be patient. We've been working at this for years, and see it like a house in the making. It's being built, so eventually it's going to be completed.
Yes, we're close. I know we're close.
Very close.
It's not going to happen tomorrow.
I would say about 97, 98%.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.
So.
Yes, I believe that. Totally. Guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Make sure you sprinkle us out there. I appreciate it.
Are there latent systems in your brain that can be activated to produce a mystical experience that could alter the way you see the world forever? Is it possible that you can truly lengthen your life? I want to show you what that looks like in the brain and even teach you how to induce that state. These are some of the questions I wanted to answer and subjects I wanted to explore to prove to human beings how powerful we really are.
This story contains coarse language and graphic sexual details. Viewer discretion is advised.
On this edition of The Fifth Estate, he's a reclusive Montreal billionaire. This private investigator was hired to tail.
Every night, there were females going in and out of the place.
Tonight, the disturbing story unfolds.
The expression is, he was grooming us.
What went on behind closed doors from the people who were there.
How old were the girls who'd bring him? 15, 16. Was that part of the request? He would have liked to have someone my